You need to grab an agent who understands the market, whether you're an investor or a consumer, who can guide you through the process and explain to you the numbers, because then you know if it's a good buy. You also can measure the competition you're going to receive on that. If the agent can't explain the numbers, find a better one. Call us, we'll explain them to you. No problem. Real estate is always about substitution, whether it's a hot market or a buyer's market. In that hardcore buyer's market during the Great Recession, you had those longer days on market. You get tons of showings, but a buyer had 50 homes they could look at. Today, that same buyer has 3 to 5. So that's the difference, and you have to kind of put these things into context. So when people say the market's going to crash, there's nothing coming that's going to force it to crash like it did before, because we don't have the builder inventory, we don't have the foreclosure, and people have equity. The loan process changed so much that these people actually have skin in the game. If you can't get this from your agent, you can start to track it yourself using Zillow, Redfin, your favorite search app. The Redfin data center is a great one where you can go in and look at good data too. But you need to start understanding the market. Once again, whether you're a consumer or investor, if you track it and look at it on a regular basis, you then know what a deal is and you can buy it.
This is good for people to understand. I used to be an agent, had access to the MLS. Don't have access anymore because I'm not an agent. So I still like to do my own research, and I use Redfin. So you go to Redfin, go to most recently sold houses, look at the top 10, go to the days on market or how long it took to sell it. If it's under 2 weeks, like most of them are under 2 weeks, that's a hot market. If you're starting to see things like 30 days, 60 days, a majority of them, that means it's a slower market.
It's slowing down.
So that's just one example using Redfin. This is how you really gauge the trajectory. Look at it over time.
Bingo.
Now, if you have an agent, my suggestion is you do your own research while they're also doing the research, because you want to double check if they're paying attention.
Yeah, compare the two. I think you take it to a whole nother level. So once again, whether it's your agent's website, Zillow, Redfin, it's irrelevant where the data is coming from. Open up a Google Doc, take your buy box, put your buy box into the Google Doc, and then write out the average price per square foot, the average days on market, the amount of available inventory, and then start tracking it and go May, June, July, and just put inside of your buy box in a specific neighborhood or a city, drop that in there and manually do this data. And people go, I don't want to do that. I'm going to be honest with you. You're being lazy. Okay. We're talking about assets that are between $500,000 to $5 million. You could spend 20 minutes a week doing this. This is all going to take. What you're going to do though, by doing this activity, is you're going to teach yourself the market and your buy box, and then you'll have a feeling for whether or not this is a good deal that's backed up by good data. That's how you take that to the extreme and become the best at what we're talking about as an investor or even a consumer.
Where do you find the most accurate real estate data as somebody that wants to do it on their own?
The most accurate real estate data, Redfin Data Center, okay? And I'm not even a Redfin fan, but it's the best. It's simple, it's open to the public, and a lot of times you can go into all the major cities and you can look at things like that. Altos Research puts out great data that's very up to date. Most of the other things are going to be lagging. Also, if you don't have access to the MLS, you need to join an investment group. You need to find a real estate broker who is licensed in the area, and you need to make friends with them. Or you need to become one yourself. But you have to figure out a way to get to the data monthly, daily, weekly. So yes, I would use those resources, but I would also create a relationship with someone like us who is going to give that data to their consumers and their investors. Don't rely on just being a consumer. Like if you're going to be a hardcore investor or a hardcore consumer, find a hardcore real estate professional who's willing to have these conversations with you.